Blessings, 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 everybody out there in the universe. My name is Shawn Myrie, and I'm the host of the Down to Earth podcast. Tonight, we got a great guest on the show. He goes
What
by the
up?
name of,
Black
what you
Silver,
saying,
the
brother?
Navy, light a matchup.
So, where you coming from? Where you representing from?
Oh man, I'm a West Coaster in general, man. I'm what I'm saying, born in Tennessee, but my parents moved me to South Central Los Angeles when I was like 4 years old. So all I know is Cali, really, you know what I mean? But I live in Las Vegas now. I've been out here for like 14 years, so
West Coast, West
yes, sir.
Coast.
Definitely a West Coaster.
So, how long you been doing the music thing for? I could see that you have a resume. You've been, networking for a good while with all different types of artists in the industry from the West
Right.
Coast, everywhere. So,
Oh, no
like, how
doubt.
long you been doing it?
Long time, man. 20 plus years, maybe 25. I don't know.
Mm.
Long time though. Long time. And I'm a West Coaster, man. But I always got to tell people this. I'm a West Coaster. I know all the genuine West Coast MCs, but the first MC to really give me a shot was an East Coaster. That's my main man, big brother Cool Keith from Ultramagnetic
Oh,
MCs.
that's original. That's
Yeah, man.
original.
Yeah, man.
So, what made you fall in love with hip hop? Like really wanna do this?
I mean, I am hip hop, and I know nowadays that's kind of cliche sounding, but it's a true statement. You know what I'm saying? I was born in 71. Hip hop was born only a couple years after I was born. So I was born into it. And hip hop ain't just MCing to me. You know what I'm saying? I happen to be an MC, but I started off breakdancing. You know what I'm saying? I was a hardcore B-boy. I started two of the biggest graffiti crews on the West Coast, CBS, West Coast Artists, City Bomb Scott, you know what I'm saying? Create to Devastate, C2D. So, I did graffiti. I was a break dancer. You know what I'm saying? I used to have rhymes just in case a cipher started, not even trying to be serious, but just because I was hip hop. You feel me?
I feel that. So, like, right as you've been going through your career, what was like some of the highlights of your career? Like, like in the music game.
Oh, man. Like you said, man, I got a pretty decent track record. I've been doing this a long time. I got a lot of highlights, man. You know what I'm saying? I mean, come on. I was the opening act for the Red Hot Chili Peppers Californication tour. You know what I'm saying? That's huge. Not many rappers, even the top tier rappers in the industry, can't say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of the only MCs to have a full album with Ice-T. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could say there's a lot of highlights, man. You know what I'm saying?
Big.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying,
So, what do you think about the game as time has passed on? Like, like right now, I'd say, like how it's going on with the streaming and the technology. Has it benefit? You feel it benefit you more right now, like compared to like maybe 15,
I
20
love it,
years
man,
ago?
because times are always gonna change. It bugs me out that MCs my age or hip hoppers my age have a problem with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they don't want shit to change. They don't want to see progress. You know, there's all this stuff going around about, the golden era MCs like myself versus what these new cats is doing. I don't hate on it. I don't like it all, but there's some of it that's decent. You know what I'm saying? But you got to listen. You feel what I'm saying? So to me, it's great. And as far as streaming goes, shit, I'm seeing checks that I never thought I would see because I wasn't doing it thinking I'm gonna get a lot of streams. I was doing it like I gotta put this on tape and get in my car and go sell these motherfuckers at the shows. You know what I'm saying? So streaming helped me, because I'm affiliated with so many people: Razcast, Dilated People, Corrupt, and the Dog Pound, Ice-T, Cool Keith. My music pops up with all these big names, and so I get decent streams. So that's money I never counted on.
What do you feel about the ageism? Because I feel that's like something what doesn't make no sense to me because other genres don't do that. And I think that cheapens the culture of hip hop because rock and all these other country, you could do it in like no one is discriminating against your age. Just hip hop has this thing going on, I feel. And I don't like, not everybody does it, but I feel that's like this trend in the last couple of years. Like, what is that? The greats are performing everywhere. They're selling out stadiums. They're getting their record sales are streaming sales are still going. Like, what do you feel about this ageism?
I mean, it's a fact. Hip hop kind of stunted its own growth by setting that stigma. You know what I'm saying? But to keep it real, when I was 25, I was like, I won't be rapping past 40. You know what I'm saying? And I think that was just something within hip hop. But we didn't recognize we were literally growing with hip hop. And so now, shit, I'm 51 years old. I can't believe I picked the mic back up. But then when I listen to my music and I hear these radios like, happy that I'm here, and I hear promoters like, yo, Black Silv, we thought you were out of the game. Can I book you? And I see that I'm still competitive, and then, the names that I brought up, hey, come on, if I'm 50, man, Ice got to be up there. If I'm 50, Kool Keith got to be up there. And they're still doing it. So what I look like, you know what I'm saying? When my OGs that put me on are still doing it, hey, I gotta show up to blow up. You know what I'm saying?
There's a category I feel certain artists as yourself, which are great, should be in. I feel that like the Ice-T's and people like what you mentioned, they're the big stars and they overshadow a lot of artists like yourself, right? You've been doing your thing, but there's a lot of people out there, right? And I call it like, for example, Jay-Z had Jazzo, like there's these, I call them the lost legends. They're the legends. Like you are probably a legend, right? And that's why
people use the term. I've been called a legend, but that shit don't go to my head. It's whatever, I still feel
but
like
I'm just, what I mean? I'm saying it because I'm just getting to know you, right? Just
right.
From where I'm from, there's like the lost legends. Of Drake, right? I'm from T.O. Of Drake, and of Tory Lanez and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But there's men or other MCs who came from Toronto before them. That's an example. You know what I mean? Yeah, and no one doesn't really know them south of the border. Right. So like,
no doubt.
So I'm saying like there's more artists out there. There's so much artists. People just have to look for it. There's so much great music.
It's a fact. Yeah. But it's a lot of times it's that MC's fault too. You know what I mean? Because like I said, I was an opening act for the Chili Peppers, but that was because I was on tour with Kool Keith. You know what I'm saying? And I was comfortable. Like, fuck it, man. I'm on tour with these big rock bands. Black Silver can wait. So that's my fault. You know what I'm saying? That's not Kool Keith's fault. You feel me? And whatever artist you're referring to that's back home and they didn't get the light you feel like they deserve, then they got to grind harder. You got to push harder. You know what I'm saying? It's just first of all, everybody don't get chosen. And then second of all, it's always a star in a collective. You know what I'm saying? Like I run around with the Alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Everybody see me with Tash all the time. Now the Alcoholics are all my brothers. Me and J-Ro are like this. You know what I'm saying? E Swift, I just talked to him the other day. He just produced my new single. We're all brothers, but there's no question that Tash is kind of the star of the Alcoholics. You understand what I'm saying? And that's why he has a solo album. That's why he has a solo career. That's why he can tour by himself. If someone books the Alcoholics and J-Ro and Tash don't necessarily want to come to the party, Tash can still do the show. It's kind of hard for the other two to do an Alcoholic show without Tash. You see what I'm saying? So, and these are just hard facts. You know what I'm saying? Fredro Starr don't have a big career without Sticky Fingers, but Sticky Fingers can go ahead and do an Onyx show and nobody will be that mad. It's just how the game is. You know what I'm saying? People are picky. You feel me? So with that being said, man, and these are all my homies and they gonna laugh when they see this shit. But it just is what it is. Hip hop kind of does that to itself. You know what I'm saying? So I don't hold any of my peers to blame for my lack of success. And by the way, I'm not complaining because I'm doing great.
So what do you feel happened to, like, I know it happened to New York and in LA or California at the same time. What do you feel, why did the West Coast kind of lose that popularity? And you probably could speak on even the East Coast. We know the South became big, but like ever since like Big and Tupac passed away, like you didn't really see too much stars besides Snoop and and certain people like in the West Coast shining. There wasn't like a whole bunch, only a few you could count on your hands.
Yeah, I mean, genres change, who's hot changes. It changes with the weather. One day people like this sound, some people, next day another. The South had, like you said, a real long stretch of time where they was kind of holding it down. For a long time, it was either east or west, cut and dry. You know, and then other people started getting recognized. Pharrell brought the clips from up north, you know what I'm saying? Ludacris came out, put the South on the mouth, and I'm not discounting T.I., whoever it was, whatever, but the South came through and they were doing their thing, and they had a good run. And then, you know what I'm saying? What happens on the West Coast is a superstar pops out of nowhere, because you can't discount Kendrick Lamar. His run was fucking incredible, you know what I'm saying? And he really, really repped the West. Plus, he put on 4 or 5 artists, you know what I'm saying? Because all the rest of his crew is doing very well, you know what I'm saying? So, it's just that's the thing with hip hop, man. It's not necessarily trendy, but it's what the people are listening for. You know what I mean? But and all of these places have an underground scene, and that never whatever's going on radio doesn't stop that movement. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
I'm a hip hopper, so I'm in it for the long haul, bro.
So who's some of your like top MCs? Like I would say top 6. I can give you 6 MCs of all time.
That's so difficult, man. Like I said, I love this vibe and I love hip hop, and MCing obviously is true and dear to my heart. I take MCing really seriously, and I used to have this list. And then I started gaining respect for different styles. I stopped being quite as closed-minded. Like everything doesn't have to be super lyrical to be, considered tight lyricism. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a big fan of Pharaoh Monch. I'm a big fan of Black Thought. I'm an Eminem fan. Obviously Rakim. I could name MCs that I respect for days. But I didn't like Drake when I first heard him. It sounded like he was whining and sing-songy. And then as his career progressed, I'm like, dude, it's fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? And and I mean lyrically as well. Like he got punchlines, he got metaphors. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When he wants to come off as an MC, put the sing-songy shit aside, he's dope. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, as time grows, I don't like condensing my list to like a top 10 or something, because I know I'm going to leave somebody out I really, really respect. You feel me?
I see what you're saying, because now 50 years of hip hop, they're celebrating. I know it's kind of controversial because of some certain things I know of, right? And I talked to DJ Sir Jinx the other day, right, from the West, and he was saying like the West Coast didn't really arise like out there until like 40 years ago, about around 40 years, right? So he's saying, how could hip hop really be 50 years? And like we're like examining and talking about it, because when Kool Herc came out, right, in 73, there was no MCing going on. There was no established artists being distributed. There was no like a lot of the elements was getting developed until 82, until Africa Bambaataa brought it commercially to the world and people like that. You know what I mean? So
I know what you're saying, but you got to realize that once again, like I started off saying, like MCing ain't just what hip hop is about, right?
You're right.
When they say hip hop started 50 years ago, I don't think a lot of people recognize, they're not saying hip hop was a fully blown world recognized thing. He literally coined the phrase hip hop at a block party. It was the first time anyone had heard this is hip hop screamed loud on speakers, and people call it a name. At first they were just b-boying, you know what I'm saying? Breaking and listening to some whack ass scratches. You know what I'm saying? That was all they knew. They didn't have a name. He's behind the wheels of steel, and he announces, this is hip hop, y'all. Anybody who likes hip hop, come here, and we're going to keep doing this. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're talking about. So, no, of course, it wasn't a fully developed industry like it is now. but he coined the term hip hop in 73.
You're gonna get some people questioning that too. I know what you mean. I'm hearing
I mean,
the
that's
different
what they're
stories.
talking about is all I'm saying. I wasn't fucking there. I was 2 years old. Like I said, I was born in 71, so I wasn't there. But from my knowledge, and I know Cool Herc personally, I know Prince Whipper Whip personally, peace to y'all. We used to kick it and play dominoes at Jamaican Gold in Hollywood 20 fucking years ago. Those are my guys. And I'll always respect them. And you know, so I'm saying I've heard these stories from the horse's mouth.
I got some gems on here, so I like that you said that. so what you? Well, I'm not gonna go into controversial stuff.
I mean, it's all good. We hit a chop, you know what I'm saying, and we're talking about hip hop, and we both have an interest in it. So you know, everything's up to debate.
I was gonna bring up like the forefathers. Then you got Africa Bambaataa, right?
Right.
Because I know his story. So I feel they don't talk about him because of certain situation, right?
Right.
He's one of the forefathers because the industry basically funded him, right? They made him. He brought one of the first hip hop tours, and he was using the machines first, and he's like the godfather. Well, James Brown named him the godfather of hip hop.
For sure.
I don't know if you know that, and I've considered James Brown the godfather of hip hop.
Yeah, I never saw the interview, but I heard about it. Yeah.
So like I'm just saying, respect to Cool Herc, of course, because I have the same background, Jamaican too, right? Respect. But African Bambaataa, he's not talked about. I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, he is, but you know, like you said, he caught a bad rap a few years back, and people hold on to shit, man. You know, they forget. You know, you can do all kind of good shit and be praised and people bowing to you. You fuck up once and it's all bad. It's like they never fucking knew you. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying whatever he did was right or wrong. I'm not siding with him. I'm just saying, you know, it gotta be some balance to that situation. You know what I'm saying? You know, and if he was a Cool Herc or a Whipper Whip, I'd fucking be defending him. Like, yeah, you know, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But ain't nobody speaking up on Bambaataa. Somebody gotta know him. You know what I'm saying? And be able to speak on his character. You know, like I said, I would do that for my OGs. You know what I'm saying? But who's to say, bro? I don't know. I've met African Bambaataa a couple times, but I can't say I know the brother. You feel me?
Yeah. So what's going on for you, Black Silver? Where did you first before that, where do you get the name from?
My name was Quicksilver back day. I used to be a skateboarder, and I was skating at Fairfax High School one day. I did a trick and fell off my board, and my board shot off onto the track and field yard. One of the coaches seen me running to get the motherfucking skateboard and was like, yo, you need to try out for track. I tried out. I wound up being pretty fast, and they started calling me Quicksilver. Later on, in my life or whatever, I dropped the Quick and added the Black. You know, when Tribe Called Quest came out and the fucking, you know, Public Enemy and X-Clan and, you know, we were fighting the power, I dropped this Quick and added the Black, you know, that was my pro-blackness. It became Black Silver.
Great. What do you feel about like the balance of some of that positivity? Because, okay, let me bring it. There's a lot of negativity right now in hip-hop. More than ever. And hip-hop started off as a positive thing for the community, for the people.
It started off telling the truth, and it wasn't always necessarily positive. But back day, when brothers were telling the stories, they were telling it as a lesson. They weren't saying they were the biggest, baddest motherfucker on the block, and I'll shoot you if you come around me. You know what I'm saying? Which I'm sick and tired of it. You know what I mean? If you ever hear me talk about a pistol, that motherfucker's sitting right next to me. You know what I'm saying? There's no reason to make up stories. And I think a lot of the shit out now, these motherfuckers is making it up. Where are your bodies at, man? I'm sick of motherfucking whipping in the kitchen. Ain't no motherfucking crackheads outside. I grew up in the 80s. I've seen what crack does. If you cooking that much dope, where all the fiends at, bro? So I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm with you. You know, but it's just certain ways you got to look at it. People are going to be people. And you can't blame the artist for picking it up. I mean, for putting it out, because it's all about the fans that's eating it up. Them artists ain't shit without the fans consuming it. So You know what I'm
And the
saying? If they
companies
broke
promote.
you,
The company's only going to promote you if you promote that.
that part, you know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate, but it's always been like that. People are just now seeing it. It's weird. But the industry is fucked up. The people that run the actual industry that were, behind the money and the decision making on those big labels back day were fucked in the head, homie, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? You had to be a weirdo, you had to be promoting violence, genocide, and all that kind of shit. If not, it was very difficult to get a real deal.
So like, what's next for you? I see that you're very lyrical. You're a lyricist. You
Appreciate
like
that.
pure. You are hip hop. When I
Right on.
just listen to anything you have, you are hip hop. So do
Right
you
on.
have like some new projects like you're in the works with right now, like putting
It's
together?
pretty crazy, man. As of spring 2022, I hadn't touched a microphone in about 5 years. I was out fishing, hanging with my family, living my life. I do run a booking agency. I knew so many people in the game. When I kind of fell back from actually recording, I started booking all my homies. You know what I mean? Booking them on shows. So that was my only real connection with hip hop. But anyway, I got a phone call from one of my peers, and it was like, "Yo, Sylv, I know you ain't fucking with it, but you can get some quick money if you do 7 songs." And I'm like, man, I really don't want to be bothered, but I'm gonna make some money for rapping. Yeah, I'm gonna go make 7 songs. You know what I'm saying? And since then, like I said, man, people started calling me for shows. They couldn't believe it. I had turned in this product. I mean, because I did the 7 songs in like, I don't know, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? I called up a bunch of my producers, homies, sat down, wrote, went in the studio. I do like, when I go in the studio, I have at least 3 or 4 songs in my head ready to, lay down. So I always knock them out in batches. So I had those songs done quick. And once I turned in songs, man, everything, it was like the snowball effect. Like I said, I started getting offers. Me and Kool Keith are doing a project now, an EP. Me and Rusty Jukes are doing an EP. Me and Ill Bill are doing an EP. Me and Stan the Man produced me and Rusty Jukes, but he gonna kill me. Oh, me and my man Stimulator Beats are like 5 songs into an EP. I'm just working again, you know what I'm saying? And it feels
Working.
You know what I'm saying? No pressure. I'm just having fun again,
So what do you think about like the evolution of like an artist as you get older? Like you said, you're booking, you were just chilling. I'm doing similar thing. I'm an MC, but I got into this content game,
Right on.
podcasting, doing different business type of stuff, like showcases, helping, promote me and my brother, interview people,
Right
keep
on.
going. It's a Bible of stuff.
No doubt.
Like,
Right on.
don't you think certain people should realize, because times change, that as you get older, right, that you have to kind of see how the media is going, especially as an artist, to get people to want to listen to you more? Like,
yeah, I think I get what you're saying. And this round I did something a little different. Like I said, back day, the reason I don't really complain about how popular I got or anything like that is because I was kind of sustained. I was always on tour with my people. If it wasn't Kool Keith or Ice-T, I was on tour with Razzcazz or Dilated. I was with some of the homies that were super popular, and I could eat, you know what I'm saying? And I was having fun. But this time around, one thing I said to myself is, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to go hard, and I'm going to put a team together, because it's not really realistic to try and do it by yourself. It's a fact there's strength in numbers, and it's a fact that you need to be able to focus on being an artist so that that's the best it can be, and let other people have a little bit of control over where
right.
your career path is going, and you can spread your wings further. So I got management. Big shots out to Big Ra. I believe he hooked me up with you guys.
Yeah. Good brother.
Word. Yeah. Shout out to Big Ra. That's my bro. We're doing some big things. He's going to be working with Rusty Jukes as well. But anyway, I got a team together. We got a PR rep. You know what I'm saying? We got a solid recording and mastering situation. You know what I mean? And we got a machine, I guess is what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? I can go record with no stress. We know the quality is there. We know where we're sending it. That person is in contact with the person mixing and mastering. We get our masters sent to us. Then we give our ideas to our graphic design people. They start making cover work. And it's just, you know what I'm saying? It's a routine. It's an oiled machine. And
It's a
it just
team.
feels good because I can just be an artist. You feel me? And I
You're
think
right. Teamwork makes the dream work.
yeah, teamwork definitely makes the dream work, man. And I feel like we're breaking a lot more ground faster than I did back then just by having that team together. You know what I'm saying? So that's super important to me.
And that's why I feel a lot of people think they could do it by themselves, but you do need a team. That's the evolution I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Or like, what's next? Like, are you gonna do any shows? Have you been back in the arena?
Oh yeah. I got a few things coming up, man. I don't want to prematurely announce any things, but it's some big shit coming up. Like I said, I got all these projects. 2 of them have a home already, and so I'm really excited to be working. One person is E1 Music. That deal is done. And we're being courted by 2 other pretty decent labels that are doing a lot of good stuff right now. And as soon as those paperworks are signed, I'm just happy, man. I can be an artist and things are falling in place and I'm comfortable. You know what I mean? When the stress is low and you're not dealing with fucked up politics, you can just work. You know what I mean? And things seem to be working themselves out. Like, I'm not greedy, but I'm getting paid for my art. You really can't complain. You know what I'm saying?
I like how you put it down. Intelligent artist. I love this. Intelligent experience.
Respect.
And like you're saying, you never had to worry because you had a good energy all the time around you, right?
You got to, man. You got to take the good with the bad. You know what I'm saying?
So you ever leave, like, do any tours? Like, you already done it. That's stupid what I'm saying. Like, you plan to go back, like, around doing a tour again?
I never thought I would say yes to that, but yes, my old ass is actually looking forward to it. I get to tell promoters now I would never want to bring my girl, but now I'll be like, yo, my wife is coming with me or I can't make it. You know what I'm saying? Just mature people shit. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to be gone for a year, unless she don't want to go, then I got to bring my wife. Other than that, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's all good.
Man, I like hearing that. You got to balance the family and business nowadays. Absolutely. That's how it is.
She either heard me or there was perfect time and my wife walked in the door right when I said that shit.
So, anything you want to tell the universe before we come off the spaceship where they could connect with Black Silva and everything?
Nothing in particular, man. Just keep your ears to the street. Like my man said, it's a lot of dope artists out there that are really putting it down for you guys. Take the time to listen to some other shit that's out there, go in those subgenres, and anytime you're on Spotify or something like that and it says, you may also like, check it out. Don't just breeze by it. You never know what you'll stumble on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not talking about me specifically, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of dope shit being put out that's not getting the light of day, and I do my best to try to spread the word when I come across something, especially if I'm, they're part of the fam. Teamwork makes the dream work, like you said. Let's all, get together and keep living and loving this thing we call hip hop so much. You feel me?
So, for sure, Black Silva, we're going to connect again because this is how we do it. We keep the relationship. It's not just an interview. It's a community. It's brothers and sisters always connect. And
absolutely,
much respect to you for coming through, man. From the West Coast to the East, through down to Earth, man.
You already know. Yeah, man.
Check him up. Subscribe, Black Silva, on all digital platforms, YouTube. I want you people to check this brother out. Real MC, 50
BlackSilver.bars. BlackSilver.bars all across the board. Find me anywhere. BlackSilver.bars. Light a match up.
All right, brother. Respect.
Peace.
One love.
Yes,
peace.